I'm Sabrina Zainal, and you are tuning in to Nightline. The top stories. Meta, TikTok to ensure online safety for children. And Raya Rush, traffic flow smooth on several major highways on Monday night. Good morning. We begin with these updates. Traffic flow on several major highways was reported to be smooth as of Monday night, with no severe congestion reported. All expressways were smooth flowing except in the southern part of the peninsula, namely in Tangkak Johor, heading towards Jasin Melaka, where there is an increased number of vehicles. And we have with us now to give more updates on the traffic situation is Nightline's Nurin Razmin, who is at the Plus Highways, Rawang R&R area northbound. Nurin, tell us the update.
Thank you, Sabrina. I'm at the Plus Highways Rawang R&R area northbound. As you can see behind me, the traffic heading towards the northern part of Malaysia is smooth as of now, as city dwellers begin their journey back to their hometowns for the upcoming Hari Raya Adil Fitri. With the government's announcement of the toll exemptions, which started on Monday and ends at 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday, many are taking advantage of the opportunity to go back home. And earlier, I was able to speak with a couple of the highway users to ask about their travel plans. Let's take a look.
Traffic, I think, is smooth right now because maybe many people already balik kampung. And then the toll also, we have toll free. It's very good for us. And rakyat Malaysia lah, and it can reduce our beban lah.
I think it will be a little bit jam on when we come to Perak. Now in Selangor, little bit so far smooth. I think this is good. It's a good initiative, and it help more. It help much to we as a student, as a staff. So I hope next we will get more this initiative, insyaAllah.
Start from beginning, traffic okay, Alhamdulillah. Maybe some of them are going back home quite early. Toll free for everyone. Maybe can reduce their budget to go back to hometown.
Due to the toll incentives, traffic has piled up at kilometer 3.25 northbound at Besraya. The rest of the highways, such as LPT and Plus Selatan, traffic is so far smooth. Earlier, LLM has reported several minor accidents near Kuala Kangsar, Behrang and Pedas Linggit. According to LLM's head of Traffic Management Center, Sunday's road pattern showed traffic only beginning to pile up at 10 p.m. up until 3 a.m. However, he also said that it seemed that a majority of the city dwellers have already gone home last Friday, not taking full advantage of the toll exemptions. For members of the public who have yet to start their travels home, here are some reminders to ensure a safe and smooth journey. Make sure you have thoroughly inspected your vehicle to ensure it's in optimal condition before you hit the road. Take a break at the proper rest stops and pay extra attention while driving. Remember, safety comes first. Let's make this festive season a joyous and worry-free celebration for everyone. I'm Nurin Razmin, wishing you all a blessed and safe journey ahead. Back to you, Sabrina.
Thank you for those updates, Nurin, and do get home safe. Now, moving on, social media platform providers Meta and TikTok have pledged their commitment to ensure online safety measures for children below the age of 13. Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil said in the agreement achieved during a discussion on Monday, other elements touched on involved the monitoring of contents related to crime, such as online gambling, scams, fake news, and 3R issues, namely race, religion, and royalty. In a posting on X, Fahmi said the two social media platform providers were also notified of the government's plans for a better framework for laws involving online safety, policies and guidelines for social media platform operations in Malaysia. He added that this was in line with the Madani government's commitment to ensure the rights of Malaysians to voice their concerns and ensure a productive, harmonious and safe use of internet for all. Both TikTok and Meta were represented by their directors of public policy for Southeast Asia, Shinto Nugroho and Rafael Frankel, respectively. The meeting was also attended by Deputy Communications Minister Teo Ni Ching, as well as representatives from the Police and Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC. The Prime Minister's Department for Religious Affairs will be meeting the relevant authorities soon to coordinate actions to curb the issue of insulting Islam. This includes meetings with the State Islamic Religious Affairs Department, JAIN, and other authorities such as the Police and Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Religious Affairs, Datuk Muhammad Naim Mukhtar, said in a statement on Monday that it is the department's primary commitment to safeguard the sanctity of Islam and the well-being of the Muslim community. He stressed that the department will not compromise with any party that is clearly proven to have taken actions that insult Islam. Naim also advised all parties to remain calm and not to take any rash steps that violate the laws. He stated that all parties must uphold morals and good behavior so that harmony and unity in the country are always preserved. He added that at the same time, all parties should learn from the situation so that it does not recur. The statement came after a video went viral on social media in which a man claimed that the shoes he purchased displayed a logo allegedly resembling the word Allah in Arabic on the soles. Meanwhile, the Malaysian Islamic Development Department, JAKIM, has warned Verns Holdings Sendiri and Berhad to be more vigilant and sensitive to religious and racial issues. The warning comes after the shoe manufacturer was accused of putting the word Allah on the sole of one of its shoe lines. In a statement on Monday, JAKIM Director General Dato' Hakimah Muhammad Yusuf said that the warning also applies to all businesses, manufacturers, suppliers and importers, as such matters touch upon the sensitivities of Muslims and may threaten unity in the multicultural and multi-religious society in Malaysia. She added that JAKIM also wants appropriate actions to be taken based on the law if there is deliberate intent behind the creation of the disputed logo. Earlier on Monday, JAKIM officers held an hour-long meeting with Verns founder and managing director Datuk Sri Ng Chuan Hu at JAKIM's headquarters in Putrajaya for the purposes of investigation and sought an explanation from the company along with measures taken to prevent such issues from recurring.
Orang pun salah faham punya isu, tapi saya pun memahami sudah menyakitkan atau tak gembira kasih masyarakat beragama Islam. Dalam salah faham ini, aku minta maaf lah dengan isu ini. Kebetulan hari ini saya nak belajar dalam kesalahfaham ini. Masa depan perlu lebih sensitif, lebih hati-hatilah.
Ng also assured that his company will give its full cooperation with JAKIM and the police in their probe. The company also had ordered a halt to the sales of the shoes and was prepared to refund customers who have purchased the items. Now, police have seized a total of 1,145 shoes from Verns Holdings Sendiri and Berhad following allegations of its shoe logo resembling the word Allah. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussein said the seizure took place at Verns outlets in Kuala Lumpur, Johor, Kedah and Penang.
Pihak JSJ akan berurusan dengan JAKIM untuk melihat adakah itu dia punya model dia mengikut model kasut itu ataupun itu adalah khat yang mana KHAT melambangkan itu tulisan khat Allah. Kita akan minta JAKIM untuk membantu kita.
He added that no arrest has been made so far and police will also call in the seller or manufacturer to assist in the investigation further. On Sunday, the top cop said 8 police reports nationwide have been received regarding the issue. On another matter, the gunmen who opened fire on a Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency MMEA vessel were pirates who were preying on people returning to Kunak and Semporna for Hari Raya Aidilfitri celebrations. Tan Sri Razaruddin said the incident on Sunday did not involve militants from neighboring countries.
kita nampak bahawa ini ada satu kes rompakan laut. Rompakan laut di mana apabila keadaan musim perayaan ini berlaku, ada yang nak balik daripada Kunak ni nak pergi ke Semporna, Semporna nak balik. Dan diorang ni, perompak laut ini mengambil kesempatan untuk merompak bot-bot yang ada.
He said police have identified one of the 3 men who shot and injured the 2 MMEA personnel who were conducting the Opkas Pagar Laut. Razaruddin said police are still trying to identify the other 2 suspects and could not yet reveal the nationality of the gunmen. He said one of the injured MMEA personnel had undergone surgery to remove a bullet from his eye and was in stable condition. Razaruddin said the Marine Police had been directed to step up patrols following the shooting incident. In the incident on Sunday, an MMEA vessel was approaching a boat for inspection when it was fired upon by 3 men. 1 MMEA officer was injured in the left eye and another sustained wounds in both hands. The Eastern Sabah Security Command is working with other security agencies, including the MMEA, to track down the gunmen. In other news, Tan Sri Razaruddin said the Israeli man arrested with 6 pistols and 200 rounds of ammunition at a hotel on March 27th is expected to be charged in court this week. He said at the moment police are continuing with investigations and are gathering more information.
Kita masih teruskan siasatan untuk kita mengumpul lagi maklumat dan untuk kita mendapat apakah motif sebenar. Dia memiliki 6 senjata api yang diseludup, kita tahu, daripada negara sahabat, daripada jiran. So mungkin dalam minggu ini jugalah pertuduhan ke atas warga negara Israel yang memiliki 6 senjata api itu akan dibuat dalam mungkin lepas raya.
He said this during a media conference after attending a ceremony for handing over the duties of the Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department Director at the Police Training Center on Monday. Meanwhile, a woman who allegedly sold firearms to the Israeli detained in the country last month has claimed trial to unlawfully possessing a Luger pistol. The woman's husband was also charged for consorting with her in the knowledge that she was in unlawful possession of a firearm. The married couple, however, pleaded not guilty after the charges were read out separately before Judge Sharifah Hasindi Said Omar. Sharifah Faraha Said Hussein, aged 41, was charged under Section 8 of the Firearms Increased Penalties Act. She was accused of possessing a Luger pistol without a license. Meanwhile, her husband, Abdul Azim Muhammad Yassin, aged 43, was charged under Section 9 of the Act for consorting with persons carrying firearms. Abdul Azim is alleged to have consorted with his wife in the knowledge that she was in unlawful possession of a firearm at the same location, date and time. According to the charge sheet, the couple allegedly committed the offences at about 8 p.m. on March 29th at a house in Kampung Bukit Belimbing, Kuala Selangor. They face imprisonment of up to 14 years and no fewer than 6 strokes of the rotan or both if found guilty. The judge did not grant bail and set June 11th for mention at the Kuala Selangor Sessions Court. Hong Kong Customs makes largest ever gold smuggling bust. News from the foreign front when we return.
Yang kau kita hijau bawah ni siapa suruh bijak sangat.
Sorok dalam semak, takut ditahan polis.
Kau angkat dia botol kau. Kau angkat. Hei.
Tiada lesen tapi masih nak merempit.
Lesen pun tak ada kan?
Lesen tak ada bang.
Berani buat, berani tanggung lah.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Saya dah hilang dah mak dia, lepas tu hilang anak-anak lagi.
Biar saya struggle sekarang untuk besarkan anak-anak macam mana sebab satu hari saya pasti akan tinggalkan diorang juga.
Dari segi fizikalnya tidak ada sebarang cacat celah. Tetapi kenapa tingkah laku dia berbeza dengan anak-anak yang lain?
Kita menguruskan manusia. banduan dengan pelbagai kerenah, dengan pelbagai masalah, dengan pelbagai kesulitan.
Hukuman di dunia telah diberi kepada dia, dia adalah menjalani hukuman penjara. Apa salah kita memberi peluang kedua kepada benda untuk dia berubah?
Macam saya cakap tadi lah, kalau nak tanya dengan orang, tak ada seorang pun yang nak jadi pegawai penjara, tak ada.
We're back with the foreign front. Palestinians on Monday have begun returning to the devastated city of Khan Yunis a day after Israel's unexpected withdrawal of forces from southern Gaza after 4 months of ground assaults. According to Al Jazeera, ambulance workers have recovered at least 56 bodies from Khan Yunis, with more bodies being dug out of the rubble. Meanwhile, a first round of talks in Cairo for a potential ceasefire and the release of captives ended with delegations expected to meet again in the next 48 hours. Earlier, conflicting reports from Egypt suggested that progress was made during ceasefire talks, but a senior Hamas official later downplayed the results, saying that Israel failed to respond to the group's demands. According to Gaza's health ministry, at least 38 Palestinians were killed over the past 24 hours, bringing the total death toll to 33,207. In Mozambique, at least 94 people have died and 26 are missing after an overcrowded makeshift ferry sank off the north coast of the country. According to officials, the converted unlicensed fishing boat carrying 130 people ran into trouble late on Sunday as it tried to reach an island of Nampula province. Nampula Secretary of State Jaim Neto said the boat ended up sinking because the boat was overcrowded and unsuited to carry passengers. However, he added that an investigative team is currently working to find out the exact causes of the boat disaster. Rescuers had found 5 survivors so far and were searching for more, but the sea conditions were making the operation difficult. It is understood that the boat was heading to the island of Mozambique, as most of those on board were trying to escape the mainland due to panic caused by disinformation about cholera. Over in Indonesia, at least 12 people were killed on Monday when a car crashed into another car and a bus on a busy highway as people traveled to celebrate Aidilfitri with families. The accident occurred on a highway in Karawang town of West Java province at around 7 a.m. local time when a car heading east from Jakarta swerved and crashed into the bus and another vehicle traveling in the opposite direction. Indonesian Chief Development Minister Muhadjir Effendi said there were 12 passengers in the car that crashed into the coach, and all of them succumbed to injuries. Meanwhile, 2 people, a coach attendant and a passenger in the bus, were injured in the crash. According to Muhadjir, the accident occurred as millions of Indonesians were traveling back to their hometowns to celebrate the end of the Islamic holy month of Ramadan with their families. Hong Kong on Monday has made the biggest gold smuggling bust in its history, seizing 146 kilograms of the precious metal disguised as air compressor parts at the city's international airport. According to the country's customs department, the smuggled gold, which was melted and molded into parts such as motor cores, screws and gears, was intercepted last month in 2 air compressors sent by air from Hong Kong to Japan, estimated to be worth $10.7 million. The Customs Syndicate Crimes Bureau Acting Chief Lau Yuk Lung said investigations showed that the syndicate tried to smuggle the gold to evade taxes in Japan. Hong Kong is one of the largest gold trade hubs in the world, and prices have recently been on the rise as investors seek asset security against geopolitical uncertainties and inflation. Ian Yao claims first World Tour title. Sports right after this breather.
Alo, sihat ke tak? Kenapa buat kerja berat ni, Long?
Itulah. Kata tak sihat.
Alung sihat. Pergi sikit je ni. Tapi yang penting, hampa semua balik raya dengan Alung kan? Alung ada misi untuk kita.
Misi apa pula ni?
Alung ni tak mau balik kat sini tahun ni.
Alung nak ajak hampa semua pergi pusat jagaan dekat Kajang tu. Kita raya sama-sama dengan mereka.
Lah, pasal apa pula?
Pasal masih ada yang sayang. Kalau bukan kita, siapa lagi?
Okay dah, jom. Kita siap. Jom.
Nani juga siap?
Dah lah. Jom.
Ya, sekarang.
Jom. Kita pakai baju cantik. Pertama kita nak makan susu kan? Dah baju cantik. Betul tak? Okay, jom kita. Mesti best kali ni.
Kebahagiaan bagai direntap tiba-tiba ketika denyut jiwa dicengkam rasa rindu.
Aku akan sayang dia.
Hanya bisikan doa mampu kupanjat padamu.
Aku jangan tinggi kadang.
Saksikan Rindu Tanpa Penghujung Malam Raya jam 11 malam eksklusif hanya di TV3. Stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
We're back with sports. Squash, the 2024 German Open. The national squash team continued to make Malaysia proud as Ian Yao captured the title after taking down Switzerland's Dimitri Steinmann on Sunday. The world number 22 outclassed 6th-seeded Steinmann 12-10, 11-8, 10-12, 11-3 in the men's final, which lasted for 66 minutes, marking his first title on the tour this year. This was only the second time met with the world number 34 Swiss player, as their only previous encounter was at the World Championships in 2017. The 26-year-old's feat in Hamburg undoubtedly added to the jubilation in Malaysian squash following national women's player Sivasanggari's sensational win at the 2024 London Classic last week. The win also made it the 7th PSA Tour title after last lifted the Irish Open trophy in April last year. On to football, the U23 international friendlies. The Young Tigers squad endured another setback as they went down 1-0 to Qatar in their final closed-door friendly match ahead of the 2024 U23 AFC Asian Cup campaign. The penalty converted by Qatar's centre forward Ahmed Hisham Ali Musa Al Rawi in the injury time of the first half proved decisive for the home side to secure 1-0 victory over Harimau Muda. The defeat marked Juan Torres Garrido's side's second consecutive loss following a 1-2 loss to China in another friendly match last Thursday. To make things even worse, the Spaniard revealed that Muhammad Aiman Afif bin Mat Afizul suffered an injury after the defeat. Malaysia will open their Group D campaign in Doha against Uzbekistan on April 17th, followed by matches against Vietnam and Kuwait. Moving on to tennis now, the 2024 Houston Open. Top seed Ben Shelton battled past defending champion Frances Tiafoe in 3 sets in the final to clinch the title on Sunday. The 21-year-old Shelton took the first set 7-5, but Tiafoe struck back to win 6-4 in the second set. However, Shelton remained composed to beat Tiafoe 6-3 in the third set, a match that lasted for 2 hours and 16 minutes. The left-hander is the youngest champion at the ATP 250 event in Houston since 19-year-old Andy Roddick in 2002. Having won his maiden ATP Tour event in Tokyo last October, Shelton's second career title sees him equal his father, Brian Shelton. The win also sees Shelton climbing to his career-high number 14 in the ATP rankings. Hot-tempered, stubborn drivers end up crashing in Karak. The details when we return.
kita menguruskan manusia, banduan dengan pelbagai kerenah, dengan pelbagai masalah, dengan pelbagai kesulitan.
Hukuman di dunia telah diberi kepada dia. Dia adalah menjalani hukuman penjara. Apa salah kita memberi peluang kedua kepada benda untuk dia berubah?
Macam saya cakap tadi lah, kalau nak tanya dengan orang, tak ada seorang pun yang nak jadi pegawai penjara, tak ada.
Saya dah hilang dah mak dia, lepas tu hilang anak-anak lagi.
Biar saya struggle sekarang untuk besarkan anak-anak macam mana, sebab satu hari saya pasti akan tinggalkan orang juga.
Dari segi fizikalnya tidak ada sebarang cacat cela, tetapi kenapa tingkah laku dia berbeza dengan anak-anak yang lain?
Saksikan saya Jana Nick bersama dengan tetamu-tetamu saya. 1, 2, go!
Senja. Tu rupanya. Salah. Semua pergi. Gagal. Bunga di tabur.
Jangan lupa tengok karaoke Kecoh Raya.
Thanks for staying with us. Two drivers' hot-tempered behavior and unwillingness to give way to each other led to a traffic accident along kilometer 49.4 of the Kuala Lumpur-Karak highway. The driver and passenger in one of the cars suffered injuries as a result of the incident, which occurred at about 10:15 a.m. on Sunday. A 42-second video clip of the incident has since made the rounds on social media. Bentong District Police Chief Superintendent Zainal Muhammad Kahar said the District Police's Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Division, in its probe, established that the incident involved a Proton Wajah and a Honda. He said the Wajah was driven by a 56-year-old man with his 25-year-old son in the passenger seat en route from Kuantan, Pahang, heading to Kedah. Prior to the accident, the drivers of both cars were seen driving recklessly and dangerously and had provoked each other, stemming from dissatisfaction over each other's driving. After the cars rammed into each other, the Wajah eventually lost control and crashed into the left ditch. As a result of the crash, the occupants of the Wajah sustained light injuries and are reported to be in stable condition after having received treatment. The case is being investigated under Section 42(1) of the Road Transport Act 1987. 2 people were killed in a collision between a car and a lorry on Jalan Bukit Mantin in Nilai, Negeri Sembilan. The incident occurred at about 10:20 a.m. Mantin Fire and Rescue Service Department Operations Chief Muhammad Effendi Rahmat said when firefighters reached the scene, the car was already engulfed in flames. The fire was successfully put out within 5 minutes, and firefighters found the charred remains of the 2 deceased victims in the burnt luxury car. The remains were sent to the Tuanku Jafar Hospital for post-mortem. Meanwhile, the lorry driver and 2 passengers suffered light injuries and were sent to the same hospital for treatment. The case is being investigated under Section 41, subsection 1 of the Road Transport Act 1987. As we wrap up Nightline this time around, let's take a look as artists based in the UAE transformed their city into a canvas, injecting life and color onto their surroundings through the Abu Dhabi Canvas Initiative. The murals were painted at and around bus stops in various parts of the city, with artists dedicating up to 800 hours in creating their pieces. With that, I'm Sabrina Zainal. Thank you for tuning in, and to our Muslim viewers, Selamat Bersahur.